Hey everybody, it's Rebecca Eunice, co-founder of Eunice and Associates CPA, where we make business happen. You know, being the business experts that we are, we sit in front of many, many entrepreneurs throughout the year with the same questions. And one of those questions is always, how do I grow the company? How do I make it bigger? How do I make it better? I just feel like I'm stalemating. And throughout our years of experience and our own businesses, as well as advising clients, we've come up with 5 strategies, 5 business strategies to implement today in our economy in order to grow your business. So I want to talk to you about those 5 strategies today. The first strategy is none other than goal setting. Now, I know most of you will say, oh, we always set goals. We want to increase sales. We want to do this. But you know what? When we set our personal goals, we always talk about we have to write them down. Most business owners have them up here in their brain. Most business owners have the entire operation process of a business up in their brain, which is a discussion for another day, okay? But with goals, especially for your business, you need to write them down. You just can't say, I'm going to increase sales by 15%. What is that number? What's that tangible number, right? So you want to write them down. You want tangible and intangible goals. Because tangible goals are easy, okay? We say we want to increase our sales by 15%. Maybe that's $150,000. That's a tangible number. That's a projected number. That's something you can track right throughout the year, okay? But what about those intangible goals? What about building employee morale? What about, I don't know, being a better boss or team leader? How will you make that happen internally? What will you do? Okay, so super important to have both internal and external goals for your business. And it's equally important to have those goals written down. My suggestion is 10. Don't go any higher than 10. And what you need to do is after you list those 10 between external and internal, put them someplace where you can see them every single day, every day. And when you accomplish one of those goals, you cross it off and you add another one, okay? So number 1, set the goals. Number 2, we need to empower our employees. Gosh, the number 1 complaint we hear from business owners is employee management. And how they can't keep good employees. I can never keep a good employee. You know, they always want this or that, blah, 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 and it goes on and on. You know what? What we find is that our business owners usually are going 110 miles an hour, and they don't stop and take a look at themselves and how they're managing the employees. I mean, are you working them to death? Because usually, it's natural. The tendency is you have an awesome employee. So it's natural you just keep giving that employee stuff to do, right? Because they get it done. And they get it done right, and it's efficient, and it works, and you don't have to think about it. Then, if you keep doing that, the employee gets burnt out, especially if there's no title change in their status, or there's no raise, or there's no thank you. There's no gratitude. So number 2 is empower employees. And how do you do that? Listen to our employees. You know, at Eunice, we have a team of professionals that work with us day to day. They're our employees, but we don't refer to them as employees. They're team members. Because without them, it doesn't work. And they know that. We show our appreciation every single day. When we walk in, before we leave. I mean, it's not always monetary and tangible gifts or like lunch, we buy lunch, whatever. It's a thank you. It's an interest in their world outside of Eunice and Associates. What else is happening? What else could be affecting their day? You know, this is how you empower your employees, and you make them want to stay with you because they create a family atmosphere. Think about it. They're with you probably more than they're with their own family and friends throughout the entire span of a week in a 40-hour work week, right? So empowering employees, you can see just how important that is in order to reach some of your external and internal goals from number 1. Number 3 is serving your customer. When was the last time you actually asked a disgruntled customer what the main problem was? We don't do that, do we? Because we just want to get rid of that customer and be like, we don't want to deal with them. They don't like us, we don't like them, get them out of here. But honestly, those are the people that you need to talk to. Those are the people that you have to say, what did we do wrong? So that we don't do it again. This is how you learn from that customer in order to better serve your other customers, your potential and existing customers. And then with the potential and existing customers, it's really a good idea to learn what you're doing right, and really listen. Again, listening is the key to an effective leader. So listening to your employees, listening to those customers, okay, in order to serve that customer base is super, super important in a strategy with regard to growing your business. Now, when you empower your employees and you really listened to your customer, number 4 is that it's time to implement strategic change. And most of the time, when you, as a leader or a boss or a business owner, say to your team, we're going to change how we do this, or we're going to implement something new, the team goes like this, right? Your job is to lead them to believing that this change is exactly what the company needs for growth. Now, just showing them the numbers, like, whoa, this department, your numbers are on a decline. We lost money in that. We didn't grow the way we said we were going to grow last year. It's just paper. And all that does pretty much demoralizes the production managers or department managers that seem to have failed in last year's numbers. But when you really roll up your sleeves and you take it back to the employee and you show them the experience maybe that the customer went through that didn't work, or maybe you have them actually contact the customer that it didn't work with, find out what went wrong, they actually can see it from your end. And then they understand why that new strategic change needs to be implemented. And watch how they'll follow you, because your job as a leader is to get them to follow and to get them to push in the direction that you're leading the team. So number 4 is implement strategic change. And that's on your weaknesses. It could be on your strengths as well, but predominantly you want to focus on where you were weak and on your shortcomings so that we can implement the change to drive that business upward, okay? And number 5, last but not least, as a business entrepreneur, you need peace of mind. Peace of mind is the key to running a successful business. Think about this. You walk into the office or the shop or whatever, and you're absolutely frazzled. You're totally stressed out. You're totally focused on the checkbook, because most business owners are. You're focused on paying the employees this week and all the issues that are going on. You do not have peace of mind. You're not relaxed. You're not focused. You're not clear. There's no clarity in your thought process. So how can there be clarity in how you carry out the business? There isn't. So in order to develop that peace of mind, it's very, very difficult as business owners. We experience it and we catch ourselves because we do the same exact thing. We are no different than you. We're just trained to recognize it right away and to spin it around and get out of it. And what do? Meditation. Do not roll your eyes at me, because I rolled my eyes when someone brought this to me at a high performance coaching venue that Eric and I attended. They said we had to meditate. I was like, are you kidding me? That means I have to sit and meditate. There's absolutely no way I can do this, right? But it's not like that at all. It's a softer, you could certainly do that. I just don't have the patience for it. But meditation to me is something entirely different. It's breath scaling. It's a different breathing technique. And it doesn't take longer than just a few minutes, 5 to 6 minutes long, which is probably the maximum capacity I can handle. Eric, actually, my husband Eric can go a little bit further than me. He has a little bit more tolerance with it. He might make it 10 to 15 minutes, but I'm done 6, 7 minutes. But what I will tell you is with the breath scaling and with some meditation, very light meditation, my mind comes back down to ground zero. I have a restored energy, and my focus and my clarity is spot on. Because listen, in order to empower my employees and to serve my customers and to attain those internal and external goals and implement strategies and watch those strategies through and change them as they need to be changed, if they're tweaking them along the way on the road with roadblocks and such, I have to have that peace of mind. Because if I don't, I cannot lead my team. All right? So there you go. There's your top 5 strategies to implement for business growth this year. As always, please feel free to comment or message us. Find us on Facebook. And if you have specific questions with regard to your business, feel free to shoot us an email or give us a call. We're just on the other end of the phone.